And hello, all my fellow nerds out there. This is Oracle Nerd Richie, and welcome back once again to Ace Attorney: Truth and Consequences. So, last time we finally got through to Pearl. We finally broke her black psych locks. We figured out what happened last night, and we can finally try to prove that she is not a murderer. So, let's just get on that. I don't know what else to say. Nick, are you all right? You sounded really upset on the phone. To be honest, I don't know. I just feel numb. I wish I had a few days to process all this before the trial. Numb how? I told you what Pearl said, and Maya, I was wrong. Wrong? About what? Just about everything. Yesterday, I made a fool of myself arguing that she'd never do this. And she did. Maya, she did everything Morgan said she'd done. Well, except kill Nadia. It definitely wasn't her. No, she didn't do that. I kind of remember bits and pieces of it, but I wasn't sure if it was a dream. She was angry, Nick. She was angry and hurt, and I'm just glad those chamber walls are soundproof. I didn't think she was capable of that. But seeing how much pain she was in last night, I get it. I should have seen it. All these years, I should have seen it. Nick, stop it. You're just going to make yourself more upset. You can't prevent what you can't predict. She didn't open up to any of us. It wasn't just you. I keep going over and over everything, but I can't think of anything she said or did. She kept it to herself. Morgan didn't like us asking for help. But it's not too late. Too late for what? It's not too late to help her. Nick, she didn't kill anyone. I know she's innocent. I don't know if I can prove that. You will. I know you will. There's always someone else, right? Yeah. Although, if I was wrong about pearls, maybe I'm wrong about that too. Not this time. She's innocent, Nick. You will figure out who did this. I wish I were as confident as you. You need someone who believes in you, I guess.
Relax, Nick. I'm just fixing it.
Aww.
It's a little crooked. But I want you to look your best today.
Aww.
Is today special?
You're going to get Pearly off a murder charge. I'd say so.
Aww.
There you go. Now you look like a hotshot attorney.
So cute. Aww. What's that look for? What? I can't look at you? Are you alright? I'm fine. I'm just really happy you're here. That's all. What's for here? It's for pearls. Yeah, she's the most important person right now. It's all about her today. Speaking of which... Nick? Pearls, hey! How are you doing? I guess I'm a little nervous. I don't blame you, but now we know what happened. You said you hit Morgan with something glass and it shattered on her head. You didn't hit her with the statue. You're not the killer. That means it was someone else. And my job today is to find them. And then start to figure out who is trailing her. So whoever has the head injury that might be from something glass. It might not be the killer, but it will help us figure out what happened. You're innocent, Pearls. I wouldn't lie to you. You know that, right? Yes, I do. And... Oh, she's happy. I trust you, Nick. Whatever happens today, I know you won't let me down. 6 months, right? I can handle it. Just knowing it wasn't me, though, is enough. Pearls, you're going to make me cry again. You've grown into such an amazing person. I'm so proud of you. We've all grown so much in all these years. Yet, here we are again. Oh, look at them. Look at little Pearl. She's so tiny and adorable. The same courthouse, the same people. If I could go back and tell myself how much I'd come to love these two. Oh, no. I knew then. I knew that no matter what happened, they'd always be here. One way or another. And even when other people have come into my life, there will always be something extra special about them. There's still a bit more time until the trial. You know, we've been talking so much about this case and what happened. We've got maybe half an hour before people start showing up. So let's forget about it for now. For half an hour. Let's just pretend everything is fine. Because I know it will be. Just the three of us? I'd like that, Nick. Me too. Oh, it's so cute. January 4th, 9:27 a.m., District Court Defendant's Lobby. I'm really glad we had this time before the trial. Me too. I feel freer than I have in a long time. Yeah, I bet you do. It's kind of shame everyone's starting to show up. It's alright, Nick. I know you can do this. I wish I were as confident in myself as you are in me right now. Barbed head. Rafa, hey. So you're ready for the insight? I am ready. The procedure is simpler than I expected. That's good news, right? To admit that I feel a bit uneasy about this. Uneasy? I am worried that I will fail again this time. That bobbed head will whip me. I think you'll do fine, Rafa. You haven't failed us yet. I'll certainly do my best, but please bear in mind that this is all new to me. I was up most of the night making sure I was doing it right. Not confident in herself the way she usually is. She's already did this with Dahlia, so I wonder why. I'll be cheering for you. Thanks for last night, by the way. I couldn't have broken those locks without you. I'm just glad I got the moon matrix fixed up. There could be more uses for this. That's true. You should keep the calibrations just in case. I definitely will. Right, may I have a quick word? I was hoping to catch you before the trial. Pearls is innocent. I got her talking last night. It wasn't her, Edgeworth. That is certainly good news. I take it you'll be sharing your findings with the court right away. That's the plan. Franzie's been stressing over this case. I think she will like to see it conclude. It has to today. With Pearl's account and Rafa's insight, we'll have a lot to discuss. I feel confident that you will successfully prove Pearl's innocence. And that you will find the true killer as well. About yesterday though, Francisca didn't want to talk about what happened. I imagine she didn't. She reminded me of a certain someone when I went up against 12 years ago. I've no doubt. I was hoping this case would have that effect on her. It might not be my place to ask, but did Pearl's situation hit her a little close to home? Yes, I imagine it did. I do not wish to betray her confidence, but, well, you know who her father was. Yeah, yes, my memory is as clear as ever. Yeah, Vincent von Karma. I can't imagine her childhood was exactly ideal. It would be best not to know the details. I myself did my best to protect her from the worst of it. But there was only so much I could do. I'm starting to get a clear picture of why you wanted her on this case. Are you sure it won't be too upsetting for her? Oh, I very much doubt it. She has rather thick skin. Yeah, I bet she needed it. In more ways than one. I want to talk to Pearls for a moment before the trial starts. Of course. And right. No, it's nothing. Doesn't look like nothing. Apologies, just a passing thought. I do not wish to distract you. You will need your mental energy for this trial, after all. Oh, okay. Thanks, I think. That was weird, even for him. Rose, I'm going to do everything I can for you. You're innocent, and I'm going to prove it. Nick, it's okay. It's like I said before. Knowing it wasn't me is enough. I can't let you be convicted of a crime. I know you didn't commit. And we can let it... Then we can't let it happen, Yeah, we can't let it happen, Pearly. Trial starts in 5 minutes. No matter what happens, Pearls, I promise I'll see this through. And I promise to help you figure out what happens. You always help me figure out what happens. Yeah, and I'm going to keep doing it. I'm a little nervous, but I know you won't let me down. Let's end this. Let's end this, Nick. Woohoo, here we go, finally. 10 a.m. Hazakura Temple Courtroom. Court is now in session for the trial of Pearl Fay. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Execution is also ready, Your Honor. Mr. Wright, I assume you have calmed down. Yes, and if I may, I want to apologize for my behavior yesterday. It was irrational and immature. I fully believe in my client's innocence, but I will rely on the evidence to prove it. Thank you. I much appreciate your willingness to apologize. I've already submitted it into the evidence. My client testified that someone else channeled Morgan that night before Nadia did. Right now, that's one of the most important things to figure out. Agreed. The sooner we work that out, the sooner we find the killer. She could appear in the seance. We have to do that first. Yes, we must proceed with the divination seance. Rifa, have you managed to do it for this? Have you managed to do it for the spirit of Miss Morgan Fay? Your Honor. Then let's not delay. Please come to the stand. Oh, baby. I am so ready for this. I ensured that I did it right this time. I believe this is what happened. She still doesn't look very confident in herself. Did she see something that disturbed her? Rifa, are you alright? I'm fine. I've grown weary of all this, that's all. But I must do what is right. I will proceed with the seance anyway. Thank you. Your efforts are greatly appreciated. Barbed Head, if we are to do this properly, please remove my robe once more. Of course, your benevolence. Ooh. Third time's the charm.
Oh, Holy Mother, we hold this divination seance in your name. Let the eyes of everyone here be clear, and our ears be unstopped. Oh, dance of devotion, guide the victim's soul to me, so that we may receive their final memories in the pool of souls.
Yeah, should I skip it just to... Yeah, you know what? We're going to go ahead and skip ahead. Alright. As much as I love the dance, I kind of want to get to the bottom of this. Let's go. Let's do this. Oh? Vomit. Ugh. Ugh. Okay. Ew. Oh? Ooh. Woman's voice. We got cutscenes. Pain. Oh? Oh? Okay. Ooh. Ooh. Hey, we got something. This insight is bringing up details we did not have before. I see we have been wrong about the location of the murder. It happened in the meditation room. Morgan and the killer were facing each other, but the killer didn't speak until Morgan had turned around. There was a pause. Maybe Morgan had just said something and the killer hesitated? There's a lot to consider here. Rafa, can you give us your interpretation? Yes, I believe so. I shall now present the truth of this case. Insight. Miss Ignatia channeled the victim before her demise. The victim faced her killer right in front of the entrance to the winding way. She then turned to Maya Fey, lying motionless on the floor. She heard her attacker's voice before she was hit on the head. It was sudden and swift. She had no time to react. These are the victim's final experiences before her death. Second death, technically. Yes, any one of us could have told you as much just from looking at it. I went to all the effort of making this happen for you twice. The least you could do is show me some respect. I guess Francisca is reluctantly agreeing her terms. I am absolutely certain that this is the correct one. There's no way we got it wrong twice. Right. It's time to cross-examine the insight. Good thing that you channeled the victim before her demise. Okay. I want to say, hold it? That seems to be the case. Do you have any idea why she might have done so? Why Miss Ignatia channeled the victim? No, I don't. It's possible she was hoping for more instruction. Do you think Morgan decided to do something else in her body? Something they hadn't agreed upon beforehand. Beforehand? You mean? What sort of thing would she want to do? Kill Maya. She's always wanted to kill Maya. It is true. But she faced her killer first. Perhaps they were talking. That's likely, yes. Maybe that's when the motive presented itself. How do you mean? Think about it, Nick. If the killer wasn't Pearl, who has a motive? I think Morgan must have said something that made the killer do what she did. Fair point. I think it's certainly possible. The victim faced her killer right in front of the entrance to the winding way. I noticed something interesting. Morgan smelled vomit on her killer. I noticed that too. So someone threw up at some point. I think we can safely assume that the discolored spot we found was vomit. The killer must have cleaned it because they would leave DNA. The killer threw up in the chamber and left Nadia's body there after she cleaned up? That lays perfectly with the evidence. It does, yes. There's no denying it now. Cleanup happened before Nadia's body was moved. There was one rather unpleasant possibility here. The killer may not have been the person who vomited. Someone else could have gotten vomit on the killer. Or she stepped in it. That seems unlikely to me. There would be more discolored spots if that were the case. No one had vomit on their clothes that night either. That could have been cleaned up as well. Maybe, but think about it. If you threw up in the chamber, you'd probably wipe your mouth, right? If there weren't any napkins or paper towels in there, so what would you use? In a pinch, my sleeve. I see your point. But I wouldn't be thinking about the murder if I'd just be sick. I'd be thinking about getting myself to a bathroom most likely, then cleaning up my mess. There must have been a reason this didn't occur to the killer. I think it could have occurred to her, and she didn't do it for some reason. The situation with Morgan was way more important. That would have been time sensitive, right? She could clean up later. Or she wasn't feeling well. She might have been dizzy. That's true. If you're sick enough to throw up, you're probably pretty sick. No one was sick the next morning, not even a sniffle. The killer didn't throw up because she was sick, she threw up for another reason. To play devil's advocate for a moment, Pearl would have a reason to be sick. She just hit she just hit her mother rather hard from the look of things. Shock can turn one's stomach. I think she'd have mentioned that to me. The memory of maybe hazy. That's not completely out of the question, I suppose. She turned to Maya Fey lying motionless on the floor. Hold it! Are you sure that was Maya? It looked like her to me. I guess it must have been. She was dressed like Maya. Who else could it have been? We know Nadia was dressed like Maya as well. But why would they need a third person dressed as Maya? No, it has to be her. That means Nadia dragged Maya out of the chamber, but why? Seems pretty simple to me. She intended to make it easier for Morgan. There was a path in the glass. It could have been made to drag Maya out first, thus ensuring that Maya would be unprotected outside it. That seems like a lot of effort, but it makes sense. Rifa, is there any way you can make this insight clearer? No. It was already very difficult to get this picture. It's certainly better than nothing. She heard her attacker's voice before she was hit on the head. What do you think her attacker was saying? I'm sure if we knew that, this case would be good as solved. It was a woman. Of that we can be certain. None of the men here have voices that could be confused for women's. Even Albie's voice is starting to get lower. That's true, but the killer was definitely a woman because of how she appeared too. She was slightly shorter than the victim as well. That's true. It was not quite so dramatic as height difference in the last case. But it does mean that the victim looked down slightly on the killer. Nadia was taller than all the other women present that night. She's several inches taller than me, at least. She was 5'6", an inch taller than Morgan, as a matter of fact. That's several inches taller than Maya. How did Sister Bikini not notice a difference? She's a lot shorter than both of them. It would be harder to tell the difference at her height than yours, Rafa. And so Pearl is 5 foot even. See, she is certainly short enough to be the killer. Do heights transfer when channeling? Yes, when they would transfer. The body takes on the shape and size of the spirit, but it doesn't take on certain aspects. Like fingerprints? Yes, the body shifts to appear to be the spirit, but it doesn't change fundamentally. For example, if I channeled a man, I could almost look exactly like one. But he would still be biologically female. Not even the chromosomes would change. There are even instances where male spirits' personalities alter slightly due to brain chemistry. Fascinating. So your body just restructures itself? Yeah. Any parts we have in common. It's kind of like Ditto from Pokemon. Transforms into anything. So if I was missing an arm or something, the spirit wouldn't suddenly grow one. Alright, that answers our questions on channeling, I suppose. But all we've uncovered is that the victim was taller than the killer. True, it doesn't tell us much. It was sudden and swift. She had no time to react. Hold it! That seems pretty clear to me. The killer grabbed the statue and hit her. It almost seems like it wasn't premeditated. I don't think it was. I think it was spur of the moment. The killer was angry. But why? It could have been to save you. I'm not sure about that. Maybe it was to save someone else. Who? The medium who channeled Morgan before Nadia, perhaps? I suppose that's possible. That would imply someone else was there too. I suppose we could have missed something. I think that's all we can learn from this insight so far. It certainly warrants more discussion. Unless you have more to add, you are dismissed, Miss Rafa. This insight took a lot out of me. I'd like to go lie down if that's okay. Of course, thank you for your help. Well, now that we've gotten the spiritual aspect out of the way, it would seem we will need to rely on only the facts and evidence for the rest. Looks like it, but this gives us some good information. Knowing it happened in the meditation room changes things. It's a start, but if I may put a pin in that for now. I have a witness with some important information. A witness? You found someone else? After our investigation, I started asking around. Took some coaxing, but I finally managed to find someone willing to speak about that night. I'll allow it. Who would you like to call to the stand? Much as it pains me to say this, the prosecution calls that's horrible to the stand. That's again? That's a witness? Hey, the music. Do 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 do. State your name and occupation for the court. That's horrible. Witness to the prosecution. Very funny. Your real occupation, please. Unless you'd like me to coax you some more. Nah, I gotcha. I'm a bodyguard for the queen. Now then, we have a lovely conversation down at the detention center. She was there way past visiting hours. I can only imagine how that went down. He smiled. He knows it was funny. Are you ready to tell the truth about that night? Already. I have some concerns. I think we all do. I saw the cleanup. I felt much better after meeting with Greta. My back didn't hurt at all. So I was ready to leave through the front door like a regular person. That's when I saw a woman in an acolyte outfit dragging Maya into the closet. I didn't want her to know I was there because Greta wanted to keep it a secret. So I jumped out the window. I like how he smiles when he says that. It's too funny. Like, yeah, I jumped out the window, so what? Very good, Mr. Arable. That was very coherent. Wasn't it? Pride myself on my persuasion tactics. I think he might actually be telling the truth. Shame. The UFO story would have been a fun twist. Look at the bright side. Turns out there was no axe-wielding maniac in the Khura'in after all. Yeah, I guess that is a plus. You may begin your cross-examination, Mr. Wright. Cross-examination. I saw the cleanup. I felt much better after meeting with Greta. My back didn't hurt at all. I feel like I don't have to press on it, but I'll just press on it for flavor text anyways. Okay, as much as I don't want to ask this, but I'm too curious not to. Your back hurt before you met with Greta? What can I say? I'm pushing 550 over here. My back's so creaky these days. But it didn't hurt that night? Nope. That's why everyone should have a friend with benefits. Back rubs are out of this world. Wait, sorry, what do you mean by benefits? I don't think I want to know. No, benefits, like back rubs and shoulder massages. She says I'm getting real good at them too. What? That's all it was? Sure, it does. Do you know what friends with benefits even means? Friends who give massages? Assuming that's what Greta told you. Sure is. Don't tell him, Nick. At least not in front of everyone. That would derail the trial a bit, yeah. She said you were cuddling afterwards. Is that true? Yep. Cuddles are best with friends. How would you platonic cuddling was a thing? Sure, it's a thing, but it's still embarrassing in front of people. We have no personal space anymore, Nick. Everyone knows that. Yeah, can we get to the testimony? Before the courtroom sees my face going red as a tomato? Okay, so you two were just cuddling. Were you watching TV or did you fall asleep? Told you last time, we were watching Totally Legit Psychic Detective Agency. I'm frankly shocked that that one detail from the testimony turned out to be true. I fell asleep after that. We heard kind of a bumping around, though. It woke us up and I realized I should probably go back to Albie. So I was ready to leave through the front door like a regular person. That's when I saw a woman in an acolyte outfit dragging Maya into the closet. Hold it! A woman in an acolyte outfit? Can you be more specific? She was shorter than me. You're 6'1". Of course she was shorter than you. One's shorter than you. I don't think he's going to be open about this now. Maybe I should get a good idea of everything that happened before asking this again. Ooh, yeah, good point. Good idea. Okay, let's press on the statement before then. Like a regular person? As opposed to what? Like me. Like you how? I like to make an entrance and exit, you know? Keeps him wanting more. I guarantee no one wants more of this. But I was really tired that night, so I decided to walk through the door. Or I would have if I hadn't seen someone already there. Why were you spooked by someone else out there? Well, when I opened the door, that's when I saw a woman in an acolyte outfit dragging Maya into the closet. Okay, we pressed on that already. I didn't want her to know I was there because Greta wanted to keep it a secret. Keep your benefits a secret? Yep. She always said she wanted it to be between just the two of us. Just the two of us. And the less you tell me, the better. But do you know if she saw you? She was probably too busy dragging Maya to the closet. And you didn't confront her to ask why? Because everyone always tells me to mind my own business. It's rude to be nosy. If you're seeing someone dragging an unconscious person across the floor, it's not nosy to ask them what they're doing. That's good. I'll remember that for later. You're sure you can't tell us who this woman was? Nope. She was mysterious. I know he knows who it was, but it'll be tough to get him talking. So I jumped out the window. Okay, well, I don't think we're gonna get much out of pressing there. So, but I'm gonna press anyways, just for the text. Hold it. Yeah, that part we remember. I told you I was telling the truth. Your definition of truth is baffling. That first story I told you was true. I did feel like jumping out a window. Not the first time you've done it, is it? When I was a kid, I used to jump out the window when I got bored in class. Okay, I'm not even going to unpack that right now. So you didn't see her outside? Nope, only saw her inside. Which isn't weird because it was very cold out there. I imagine she wouldn't want to linger outside in the cold. I did look for baby foxes, that part was true. I didn't see any though. The most important part of the testimony is the woman he saw. If I can just get him to tell us. I feel like there has to be a catch here. True, but it's better than the last testimony. I don't know, the last one was entertaining. There's a time and place, I guess. The middle of a murder trial is neither. And yet the shenanigans just keep on coming. Okay. Okay, dragging Maya into the closet. Whoa! Wait! Objection. Alright, Dads, we've heard a lot of details about every other aspect of your story. It's clear that your memory is just fine, so why can't you remember her? Well, you know, I'm getting up there in years. Aw, is someone having age-induced selective memory? Yep, that's the problem. Perhaps I could be of assistance in helping you select those memories. Ah! Um, well, would you look at that? They're coming back to me now. Who was it, Dats? Okay, listen, I don't want to betray your trust, but what? She did say I could tell everyone if it came to this. Who said it? Who did you see? Monica Keys. Monica? What? I mean, she was suspicious. Her. Her. It's horrible. Are you saying Miss Keys was the person who did the cleanup? I'm sorry, Monica. It's okay. They had to know. They had to know I channeled Morgan. That was you? Yeah, that was me. We're friends, Nick. Why would she do that? That's something we're going to have to ask her. The members of the court hereby summon Monica Keys to the stand. Oh no. Oh, poor Monica. She has some of the best designs too. The green robes are nice. If I had a nickel for every time there was a girl named Monica who happened to kill somebody, I would have 2 nickels. Which isn't a lot, but it's weird that it happened twice. Hi everyone. Yeah, I bet you didn't see this coming, did you? State your name and occupation for the court. My name is Monica Keys. I'm a spirit medium in Crane Village. And you're the person who channeled Morgan Fay the night of the murder. Yeah, that was me. She's shaking like a leaf. I've never seen someone so nervous on the stand before. Please testify as to what happened that night, Miss Keys. Okay. Witness testimony. I channeled her. That night, I was at the channeling lesson with Nadia and the others. Afterwards, I stayed late because she said she wanted to do something else. That's when she asked me to channel Morgan as a favor to her. I told her I could get in trouble, but she promised to keep the situation under control. The next thing I knew, I was lying outside the chamber with no idea how I got there. That opens up a whole bunch of possibilities. So Miss Laef asked you to channel Miss Morgan Fay that night as a favor? Yes, I'm so sorry. I could have stopped all this. It makes perfect sense that she'd have been the one to do it. No one else could possibly have done it. We've whittled down the suspect list enough. So why do I feel like she's still hiding something? Please perform your cross-examination, Mr. Wright. I channeled her cross-examination. This is gonna be a doozy. I was in the channeling lesson with Nadia and the others. The others being Adriana, Chloe, and Rafa. Yes, they were there, but they all left when Nadia asked me to stay behind. So they all went home and Rafa went to her dwelling? I guess so. I didn't see them do it or anything. But Mystic Chloe is only 14, and Mystic Adriana is the sweetest person I know. They didn't do it either. I'm sure of it. No need to stress yourself out. I already called their parents. Adriana's brother and Chloe's mother said they had picked them up at around midnight. I also checked the cell phone data and it corroborated their stories. Neither of them could possibly have killed Nadia. I really need to be more thorough in my investigations. When it was over, I started to... dang it, I skipped it. Friggin' trigger hand. Trigger finger? No, trigger hand more likely. Afterwards, I stayed because she said she wanted to do something else. Is that normal for her to keep students past the end of the lesson? I've never done a lesson with her before, Mr. Nick. Mystic Marina usually teaches, but she's expecting a baby and is on bed rest. Mystic Nadia offered to fill in while she was there. Here. I thought it was really sweet of her at first. Sounds more like she took advantage of the situation. She probably did, and she wasn't nearly as nice as Mystic Marina. She was way harder on us. Still, I wanted to make her happy. So I went over to her and... That's when she asked me to channel Morgan as a favor for her. What did Nadia tell you specifically? She told me she had something special she wanted me to do. I wasn't doing anything as well as I'd wanted to that night, so I thought it was extra credit. So she asked you to channel a forbidden spirit. I know it was dumb. I just thought it was a challenge. She wears a magatama, a parting, around her neck, so I thought she'd step in. That makes sense, but you know you could have been banished for that. I know. That's what I said at first. I told her I could get in trouble, but she promised to keep the situation under control. And you trusted her? I didn't have any reason not to. I suppose that's a fair point. Do you know if Nadia was aware of the list? The list of forbidden spirits is on the wall in school. Hurayan also has a similar list, so Nadia would be familiar with the concept. I think it has names in common, but I doubt Morgan's on the Kurayan list. To even be allowed to teach or learn, you have to read the list. Still, Nadia would have known who was on it. Did you know Morgan was when she was alive? I was 12 when she died, so of course I knew her. What sort of terms were you on with her? Honestly, completely neutral. I wasn't her favorite student, but she never had anything against me. Also, is it just me or honestly, when I take a look at the characters, like a lot of people keep saying that Nadia looks like Maya, but no, Monica looks a hell of a lot more like Maya than Nadia does. I don't know, maybe they use the same sprite. I don't know. So you channeled her? Yes, I did. The next thing I knew, I was lying outside the chamber. I had no idea how I got there. You were lying outside the chamber? Yeah, like I said, I don't know how I got there. That must have been very disorientating. How were you feeling when you woke up? Not so good. I was a little dizzy. But I felt better once I'd fully come to. You felt okay? Can you add that to your testimony? Hey, sure. I was confused and a bit dizzy, but I felt okay otherwise. What do you mean by dizzy? The room kind of spun around. That's normal after channeling someone. But it righted itself a few seconds later. I mean, my side was kind of sore. My side was kind of sore, I guess. I must have fallen on it. I could tell I wasn't seriously hurt though. I see. So you went on to clean up after that? Yeah, that's when Mr. Arable saw me. She channeled Morgan? It just doesn't sound like her. We can't jump with gun and point fingers here. It's possible Nadia threatened or intimidated her to do it. You're right, it wasn't her fault, Nick. I just know it. Okay. Control. The next thing I knew, I was lying outside the chamber. I had no idea I got there. I was confused and a bit dizzy, but I felt okay otherwise. Wait a minute. Pearl's testimony. I found Morgan in the chamber. Blah, blah. I hit the medium channeling Morgan with glass objects, which shattered on her head and knocked her out. I dragged her out and performed the spirit severing technique, then locked Maya in a chamber with the spare key and ran into Fame Manor. I hid the spare key under my pillow.
Objection!
Stop right there, Monica. I know you're lying. Lying? It's clear to me that you're either hiding something or lying outright. How could you know that? Look at Pearl's testimony of that night. She said she came across the medium who channeled Morgan and destroyed the chamber. Then she knocked out the medium who channeled her and performed the spirit severing technique. That creates a problem for you, Monica, because it's very clear that if you were the person who channeled Morgan, you would have had a head injury. Yeah, well, I forgot to mention it, that's all. Really? And why is that? I was nervous. It's really scary being up here. I'm not so sure about that, Monica. You're hiding something about what happened. There's no way you just forgot to mention a head injury serious enough to knock you out. It seems to me that the person who had channeled Morgan having a head injury is irrefutable at this point. Both Morgan and Pearl's testimonies corroborate this. Okay, I didn't want to mention that my head hurt. I thought maybe you wouldn't believe that I did the cleanup if I wasn't feeling well. Why did you do the cleanup for a murder that you hadn't committed? When I came to, I was freaked out. I thought maybe I'd done it. Why would you have thought that? I thought maybe I did it as Morgan. Morgan only had one victim in mind, and Maya was alive. Did you honestly think she would have killed Nadia instead? Mr. Nick, that's... Answer the question, Monica. What happened? What happened the night of the murder? Okay, it wasn't a murder. It was an accident. It was an accident, honest. An accident? Are you saying? I did it. I killed her. But I didn't mean to. Order in the court. Miss Keys, you're confessing? It was an accident. I was trying to save Mystic Maya. I saw her lying outside the chamber and called Morgan's name. I knew she was going to kill Maya, so when I picked up the statue and hit her on the head. You meant to save Maya? It was an accident. Miss Keys, I want you to testify again. Tell us about everything that happened. From hitting her to the cleanup, what happened that night. Okay, I knew it. There's always someone else. Time to end this. I hit her. When I came to, I saw Morgan outside the chamber and I figured out what she was going to do. So I grabbed the statue to save Mystic Maya. It was an accident. I didn't mean to do it. I was so horrified I needed some time to pull myself together. Then I wiped down the glass pieces and pushed them aside. That's all I touched in the chamber. And I dragged Mystic Maya into the closet because I was really scared something would happen to her. I dragged Mystic Nadia into the chamber and locked the door. Dad saw me and I asked him not to tell. I'm sorry for all the trouble. I was so scared to come forward. So you just panicked and hit Miss Laef on the head to stop her? Yes, that's what happened. Like I said, I didn't mention the head injury because I thought you might not believe I did it. I see. Then there's nothing left to do but the cross-examination. She just confessed, and we've already had one false confession, Mr. Wright. The suspect list is whittling down and she doesn't have an alibi. If it wasn't her, who else could it have been? Her story makes sense, a lot of sense. It seems pretty clear to me that saving Maya was the killer's motive. I agree with the prosecution. Mr. Wright, please perform the cross-examination. Ooh, this is gonna be a lot. This is gonna be a lot to take in. When I came to, I saw Morgan outside the chamber. I figured out what she was going to do. How did she get the door open? It was never closed. I added that thing about it being open at 12:50 later. So you tampered with security records? Just that once. Your negligence allowed Morgan Fay to break into the chamber and kill Maya. I guess I realized I'd forgotten to set the alarm, so when she puts it that way, it seems kind of strange. She did all that to protect Maya and forgot the most important alarm? Anyway, I saw Morgan standing there. So I grabbed the statue to save Mystic Maya. I understand you wanted to save her, but why did you got the biggest statue? Nobody hurts Mystic Maya, not on my watch. I realized my mistake with the alarm that made it possible for Morgan to be there. Then you felt guilty? Yes, and I was angry too. Mystic Nadia tricked me. So I knew I had to act fast. I hit her. I just meant to knock her out, honest. It was an accident. I didn't mean to do it. Sounds like you didn't, but you would have had to hit her very hard. I was angry she was trying to kill Mystic Maya. So in your anger, you threw all your morality out to the wayside and killed Nadia. I didn't mean to. I believe you. I understand it was an accident. You're not a murderer, Monica. I feel like one. I feel like a monster. I was so horrified, I needed some time to pull myself together. How much time did you need? I don't even remember, Mr. Nick. I kind of zoned out. Okay, that makes sense. But then you started the cleanup? Yes, I did. What did you do first? Then I wiped down all the glass pieces and pushed them aside. That's all I touched in the chamber. And you did that because you felt like you might have left evidence? I didn't know what happened in there. So naturally, you thought your fingerprints might have been on the glass you saw. That's what I thought, yeah. What about Maya? Was she there? Where was she? She was just lying there in the chamber, unconscious, I think. I made sure she was okay. And I dragged Mystic Maya into the closet because I was really scared something would happen to her. Why did you do that? Couldn't someone have gotten into the closet? I guess I wasn't really thinking straight. I was just freaking out. It must have been tough to drag her all that way. It was. She's one of the reasons I took so long. After that, I dragged Mr. Nadia out of the chamber and locked the door. Dad saw me and I asked him not to tell. You locked Nadia into the chamber? With what key? The one Maya was carrying. I grabbed it from her robes. And you returned it? Yes, after locking the door. That's when Dad saw you. He confronted me for a second and I told him there was an attack. Then I talked to him later and told him not to tell anyone. That is, unless there wasn't any other choice. I'm sorry for all the trouble. I was so scared to come forward. Monica, we've been arguing about this for 3 days. Why didn't you come forward sooner? I'm sorry. I was really scared, Mr. Nick. I didn't know what was going to happen. If your story is true, what happened wasn't a murder. It was involuntary manslaughter, a far lighter charge. I didn't know that. Am I going to prison? It's unlikely. The sentence is a lot shorter. I'm so sorry. If she's the one who did it, everything she says should line up perfectly. That's true, as long as it makes sense. Make sure you don't miss a thing. Wait. Wait a minute. Something in her testimony does stick out to me. I need something to pull myself together. I wiped out all the glass pieces and pushed them aside. That's all I touched in the chamber. Wait a minute. What about this discolored spot? The discolored spot was found on the floor of the study chamber. Whatever caused it was cleaned up.
Objection!
Monica, you're still not being entirely honest. I may have forgotten some things, but it had to have been her, but I can't let this go because she didn't do it. I need to know why she's confessing. If the glass is all you touched in the chamber, then how did that discolored spot get on the floor? Spot? It's obvious that something was cleaned off in the chamber. Who cleaned it off? When did it happen? It must have been after I cleaned up. That's not possible. The spot was cleaned up before Nadia's body was dragged into the chamber. Her body was found on top of it. I don't know. You're lying. The question is why? Why have so many people confessed to this crime? That's a good question. A very good question. If Monica is lying, then who would she be covering for? Pearls? That's why Iris confessed. But she didn't do it. So who? Those things don't matter. Please just end this. Just take me into custody. Tell us what happened. What really happened. No, I'm not buying this one bit. You created a security system, didn't you? If you really wanted to cover up your crime or cover for someone, you'd have tampered with the security records. I did tamper with them. I had the door being open at 12:50. I thought maybe it would look like whoever had the key came back. That's all theoretically possible, but is that what happened? Your Honor, I'm fairly certain that Monica might be guilty, can't be guilty. Fairly certain she can't be guilty. Monica can't be guilty. She didn't tamper with the logs. How can you possibly know that? Look at this. Yeah, she didn't tamper with them, did she? Because yeah, there was a fatal error here. At Trucy and Athena's dwelling. Manual override system reset. That has to be it. Take that! Take a look at the log for dwelling 2. This entry proves it. It's because of the fatal error, right? The manual override. There was a manual override at 1:07 a.m. Whether Monica had to do it at home or at the dwelling, she couldn't have gotten there at 1:07. That's not possible. She could have gone immediately to fix it. I doubt it. Consider the exact wording right above it. The alarm malfunctioned. She couldn't have known it was glitched. You could say there was a glitch in the system. Huh? Anyone out there? Bueller? Yeah, you guys get it. She would have had to find out when she got home. You understand what this means, right? Yes. Monica wasn't even there that night. This confession is false. No, please, you don't understand. I have to take the fall for this. I have to. If you didn't do this, you're just wasting our time. I did do it. I killed Miss Ignatia. That's impossible. No one else could have manually overridden the system. Mr. Nick, you have your killer. You have your someone else. Let me do this for Mystic Pearl. I can't let you do that, Monica. Not if you're innocent. We have to find out the truth of this case. Please, Mr. Nick. You don't understand. If I don't confess... Bailiffs, please remove her from the stand. But do not be rough with her. Well, let me confess. Please. Please let me confess. What is going on here? Conspiracy? Why are there so many unanswered questions? Why have we now had 2 false confessions? 3 if you count Pearls. If Mr. Wright, I've had enough of listening to false testimonies again and again. I propose that we take a brief recess. We need some time to consider our next steps. Yes, I agree. I think we can all use a break. Court will resume in 20 minutes. Whoa, damn. So that is 3 times we've had a false confession. Great. We're seriously not going to get to solve this crime, are we? January 4th, 11:32 p.m. Hazakura Temple Defendant's Lobby. How are you doing with all this? I guess I'm okay. You don't look okay. This case has taken a lot out of me, that's all. I understand that feeling. Hey, it's almost over. I know I can figure this out. You're innocent, Pearls. I'm not ending this without proving it. I made you a promise, and I meant every word. I trust you. Right? There you are. Edgeworth, thanks for everything, but I think we're finally about to end this. Ah, yes, that's what I want to speak to you about. Really? Okay, what's going on? I'm here to remind you that the truth is the truth, right? No matter how messy or painful it is, you cannot shy away from it. Of course not. You're acting like I'm just going to give up. You know I wouldn't do that, no matter what. I'm well aware. However, you have a tendency to, well, get emotional about things, and I want to ensure. And fine, Edgeworth, seriously. He's right. You can't let yourself be swayed this time. Why are you all assuming that I'm going to flip out or something? Finding the truth has been my main focus over the years. However, I found that such a search is not always pleasant or satisfying. Sometimes ignorance truly is bliss. Just remember, right? If you want to find the truth, you'd better be ready to face the consequences. Hey, get it? Truth and consequences. I get it. Haha, title drop. Jeez. If I wasn't nervous before, I sure am now. Thanks, Edgeworth, but I can handle it. You want to say something? No. I think Mr. Edgeworth said everything I wanted to say. You're almost there, Phoenix. I believe in you. Let's put an end to this and go to Eldunes like nothing ever happened. You've got this, Daddy. And then Pearlie can come home with us. Yeah. Yeah, I guess. That's what happens next. Hey, are you nervous? Karine's all I've ever known. Girls, I'm going to be honest with you. Self-discovery is difficult. So is breaking your mother's conditioning. Do you remember what I told you before about my parents? Sometimes even now, I have that inner voice criticizing everything I'm doing. Yeah, I know exactly how that feels. Girls, look at me for a second, okay? You are worth it. Nick. No, don't start. I'll say it every day if I have to. And I wouldn't be fighting so hard for you if it weren't. I know, but it's been such a rough case. Yesterday, when you were about to lose, I really owe Miss Von Karma one, don't I? I think she would have done it regardless. You do? She's changed a lot, but I think you have more in common than you realized. She was punished into a she was pushed into her career path without much of a choice to. Still, she's good at what she does, and it worked out for her. I think she wanted to make sure no one else had to go through that, though. I don't even know what I want to do now. I suppose I won't be able to wear these robes anymore. I rarely ever dress in anything else. I wouldn't know anything about clothes. I got this super cute teal shirt that looked amazing on you. I think we wear the same size, so it fit you perfectly. I wear it myself, but I look terrible in teal. I love teal. It's one of my favorite colors. It is? Yeah, I just couldn't wear it because the don't come in that shade. It might be nice to wear something other than this. I'm excited. I've always wanted a sister. Closest I've got to a sibling is Polly, and he barely counts. Sorry to ruin the sibling experience for you. I'm pretty sure he is your sibling. Well, technically they're half siblings. And again, Phoenix Wright is taking a bit too long to break the news. It's okay. The pressure's off you now. We're gonna do so much fun stuff, Pearlie. I can't wait. Neither can I. It'll be fun. Nice to finally have both my girls under one. It'll be nice to have both my girls under one roof for once. Your girls? Too soon? No, I just never thought I'd hear you say that. Well, get used to it. Just a little more and we can go home and get you settled in. Court resumes in 5 minutes. We should go. See you in a minute. Nick, wait, can I just talk to you? Just the two of us? Sure, but we don't have a lot of time. It's okay. I only need a second. Maya, what? Are you shaking? Hey, talk to me. What's going on? You look like you're going to cry. Is this Rafa thing upsetting you? Do you do you need to sit out? Nick, I oh no. I just tell me what's wrong, Maya. You're starting to scare me. You've got this, Nick. Oh, look at them, my babies. It's so cute. Oh, dude. January 4th, 12:40 p.m., Hosgore Temple courtroom. Okay, so now I know I would usually probably save right now to leave the rest of it for another day. But I'm so into this case. I am already so deep into this case. We've had 3 false confessions. I want this to end. So you know what? I'm gonna end this case today. That's right. This is gonna be a very long episode, baby. So everyone, sit tight. I probably should have said this in the beginning. Sit tight. Grab a snack. Get comfortable. We're finishing this. Court is back in session for the trial of Pearl Fay. I assume the recess has helped you gather your bearings? Yes. I have an idea of what to do next. Now that we know what we know, perhaps we should look at this case a second time. It's time for us to figure out exactly what happened. Isn't that what we've been doing? It is, but now we know it happened in the meditation room. This surely changes something. There must be facts we've taken for granted that no longer apply. That's true. She's right, Nick. That has to lead us to the answer. Let's take a look at the crime scene as we found it again. This is what we found where it was found. This is what was found and where it was found. Yes, okay, let's go through Pearl's testimony and see if we can figure it out. She came to the chamber and saw Morgan standing over Maya. Maya was likely where Nadia's body what was found in the crime scene, or nearby. Yes, that's about where I was. You can use Nadia's body as a reference. We know Pearl confronted Morgan. That's when she knocked something over. Morgan was upset, so Pearl ran over to set fire to the screen. Judging by the location of the shard with Pearl's blood, she must have started throwing things in Morgan's direction when she cut herself. Morgan tried to run for it, but Pearl hit her on the back of the head. She then dragged the medium who channeled Morgan out and performed the spirit severing technique. And after making sure Maya was okay, she left. That's when Nadia channeled Morgan and was killed. He must have managed to get in somehow. How would she have broken down the door? Whatever she used may have been hidden in the cleanup. Or perhaps she stole the key from Maya before Pearl found her. That's possible, yeah. But that leaves only one other person there. The person who channeled Morgan before Nadia. You understand that the killer could still have been Pearl Fay. Perhaps she ran across Nadia and killed her right after severing the spirit. Okay, fair enough. But why wait so long? Why wait so long to clean up? Clearly she was frightened. But she'd have come back once the coast was clear. A solid theory, but is it possible? I want to say it's not possible for the sake of Pearl. In a sense, it makes a lot of logical sense because of the circumstances. No, I have to say it's not. I have to say it's not possible. It's not possible, Your Honor. It's not? This proves it. I have no idea what proves it. Or wait. If we remember the time of death, Wait, maybe it's this? Take a look at the security records from Fate Manor and the meditation room. The back door of the Fate Manor was open at 4:02 a.m. Now take a look at the meditation room. The door outside was open at 4:01 a.m. That can only mean one thing. The person who cleaned up the scene was inside the meditation room. Ooh, damage to the prosecution. Order. You mean the person who channeled Morgan that night is our killer? It must be. It's the only person who could possibly have done it. No one else was there that night. That means it's all more important that we figure out who it was. This might not be too hard to figure out, Nick. At this point, all we need to do is cross off everyone who couldn't have done this. Let's consider the characteristics of the person who channeled Morgan. The person who channeled Morgan has a head injury. That can be proven. Whoever can channel spirits and doesn't have alibi might be the person who channeled Morgan. As it happens, there's only one suspect left who fits all of these characteristics. Therefore, when you have eliminated an impossible, whatever remains, however improbable, must be the truth. You understand that I hope. She's right. At this point, we've eliminated so many people that the killer has to be obvious. All I have to figure out is who channeled Morgan that night before Nadia. This is it. This has to be it. This is the person who killed Nadia. Ooh, wait. It can... There has to be somebody. It's one of these people. It's somebody here. I just don't know. Well, okay, wait. So let me go through the list, right? Nadia's dead. It's not Greta because she can't channel. It's not Iris because hers is a false confession. Monica is also a false confession. Pearlie is innocent. Innocent. It can't be. Wait. No. There's no way. No. That can't be it, right? That's the only person I could think of. Because like we know it isn't Maya because she's with us. Hurley's innocent because she's our client, so she has to be innocent. Nadia's dead. Monica and Iris both falsely claimed to have channeled her. No, it can't be. She's the only other possibility. I feel like a monster. I feel like a murderer. I must have broken up so many families without even thinking. This can't be happening. Out of everyone it could have been. Why? Why does it have to be her? I see we've come to the same conclusion. Yes, I think we have. I don't have a choice. It's the only way to save pearls. Are you saying the future queen of Karayan? It is not pleasant, but it is the only explanation. We know from Pearlface's testimony that the medium she attacked had a head injury. And Rafa. Oh yeah, because she fainted! She likely pretended to collapse in front of everyone. That way she could get a treatment for a concussion that morning. So as much as I hate to have to do this, hope I'm wrong, but I have to follow the truth. The defense would like to call Rafa Padma Kurayan back to the stand. Very well. Bailiff, please summon Rafa and bring her back to the courtroom. Oh, dude, no. No, it can't be her. She did so many insights. I barely got any rest. I hope this is important. State your name and occupation for the court. Were you listening to me? Do not try my patience. Fine, my name is Rafa Padma Karayan. I am the princess of Karayan. Now, why did you bring me back? We need you to give testimony as to where you were the night of the incident. Me? Why would you want to know that? I think Francisca and I have the same idea. She's only 15 and she's probably scared. We have to do this delicately. Just work with us, okay? Tell us where you were that night. A waste of time. Fine, I'll do it. But you won't get any more information. Witness testimony. I attended my lesson. I arrived at the lesson at 10:35 p.m. I lost track of time talking to Albie about American traditions. The lesson lasted until around 11:30 p.m. After that, I returned to my dwelling and went to bed. So you merely went about your business. I did nothing strange or suspicious. I see. Then you have no trouble answering questions. If I must, she's the only person it could have been. I'll have to coax it out of her. I just can't be too hard on her or she'll shut down. Mr. Wright, you may begin your cross-examination. I heard the lesson at 10:35 p.m. Hold it. You were late? The princess is never late. Everyone else is simply early. Well, excuse me, princess. I arrived at 10:35 and changed into the acolyte robes Nadia prepared for me. I then proceeded with the lesson, which comprised of a lot of meditation. I hope you don't want all the details. No, I don't need them. Why did you get there at 10:35? I lost track of time talking to Albie about American traditions. Yeah, I remember that conversation. I looked up this Black Friday business, and I must say, I am not impressed. Perhaps we can discuss the flaws in our capitalistic society later. That's probably wise. What did you do during the lesson? Mostly meditation exercises and harnessing spiritual energy. Nothing you would understand, Barbed Head. Probably not. You didn't channel any spirits? There are some spirits who have given permission to be channeled as practice. And you channeled one of them? I'm afraid not, although I came fairly close. It took a great deal of effort to channel the first time I did. I will get the hang of it eventually, but I am only just beginning. And how long did it last? The lesson lasted until around 11:30 p.m. So it wasn't very long then. It wasn't supposed to be. It was merely practice. I would have attended more had this not happened. And after that, I returned to my dwelling and went to bed. That's it then. You went to bed? I was tired. The lesson wore me out. Of course, I understand. So you walked back. Path on the right side of the map. Yes. It was the shortest way to get back to the dwelling from school. Did you happen to see Bikini that night? We must have missed each other. I see. And you didn't stay up? I was tired. Okay, so that's all that happened. That's all that happened. You think you can prove otherwise? I certainly have to. Okay, wait, let me look at the evidence again. Wait! What about security logs? That's Trucy, Athena, Iris, Nadia, Bikini, Rafa. She says she returned at 11:30. But wait. Door open closed. 10:23, 12:02, 12:05. Rafa, I know that's a lie. A lie? How could you accuse me of lying? Take another look at the security record. Honestly, this security record has saved us in pretty much every single testimony. This is crazy. There's no entry for when you'd have come home. There's something there at midnight. Yes, that's when Nadia came by to get the spare key from Bikini. That's right. I forgot she did that. And if you'd gotten out at 11:30, it would have taken about 15 to 20 minutes to get back. You'd have been awake when Bikini got the key. Come on, Rafa, please just tell us the truth. You did come back that night. Where were you? I I decided to walk around the lake. For 6 hours? I'd never seen an eclipse like that. I'm not buying it. Is there anyone who can verify your alibi? Anyone who saw you that night? No, but that doesn't prove anything. Rafa, listen to me. I don't want to do this. None of us want to do this. But we talked about what happened that night and we came to the same conclusion. There's only one person who was in the chamber that night other than Maya and Nadia. And that person the person who channeled Morgan before Nadia did. So what? I'm not the only medium here. It could have been anyone. Mm-mm. Pearl told us that she hit the person who channeled Morgan on the head with something glass. She hit her head hard enough to knock her out, then perform a spirit severing technique. We've gone through everyone who was there that night, and only one person didn't have an alibi. The same person who had a concussion the next day. Stop! I'm sorry, but you can't run from the truth. The person who channeled Morgan Fay that night was you, Rafa! No! How dare you accuse me of such... Don't try to hide behind your position as a princess. It wasn't hard to figure out. You were the only one who could have been. No, you're wrong. You're wrong. You will pay for this. You will pay for accusing me for such a crime. Rafa, what happened yesterday was not... That's enough. If you insist on accusing me, I'll prove my own innocence. Then you will regret such foul accusations. I didn't channel her. You're despicable, accusing me of such a crime. I didn't even know who Morgan Fay was until this trial. I've never seen a picture of her, nor have I heard her name. It's not possible for me to have done it. What's more, you think I would have colluded with Nadia? After what she did to my family? You have some nerve. Has a point. She wouldn't have had a reason to channel her. There, you see? Even the judge agrees with me. Now stop these ridiculous accusations. I don't think she's actually angry. I think she's terrified. She knows we're onto her, and as awful as this feels, I have no choice. I have to prove she's the one who channeled Morgan that night. Do what you have to, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Accuse me of such a crime. Okay, I don't think that statement is relevant to the case, so let's just move on. I didn't even know who Morgan Fay was until his trial. Really? Are you sure about that? Okay, but just to be sure, I think we're just gonna press on all our statements. Rafa, I assure you no one here wanted to accuse you. Do you think I'm doing this do you think I'm taking pleasure from this? Everyone wants to bring me down. I can't trust anyone anywhere. That's not true, Rafa. Please, just listen to me. No, I won't listen to your lies. I didn't do this. You can deny all you want, but you're the only option left. So that's your logic? Just because I'm the only one left? Nothing happened. I didn't channel her. In fact, I didn't even know who Morgan Fay was until this trial. And we know that, Rafa. We're not saying you're the one who had the idea. There was no idea to have. Someone else channeled her. Nothing against Maya Fay. I never want to kill her. We're not accusing you of that. We know you wouldn't do that. Then how could you do this to me? How could you tell me all those things only to turn on me now? Rafa, please just listen. I won't listen to any more of your lies. I had no reason to channel her. Not only that, I never seen a picture of her, nor had I ever heard her name. That's why you think that Nadia... You're suggesting I'd be gullible enough to fall for that trickery? How dare you insult my intelligence like that? I'm not insulting your intelligence. You were new to channeling. You're from Kurain. Your list of forbidden spirits is different. So if Nadia had told you, fine. If you won't stop spouting these despicable lies, I'll tell you what else it couldn't have been me. It's not possible for me to have done it. What's more, you think I would have colluded with Nadia? Okay, wait, let me press on this statement. How is it not possible? You're a spirit medium. Are you a complete idiot? I'm a beginner. I don't have nearly enough experience to channel a spirit like her. Barbhead, you come up with all kinds of ridiculous stories. Why are you against me as well? I'm not. I don't want to believe this either. But I have to follow the evidence. No, I won't hear of it. I thought you knew me better than this. I thought you believed in me. I still do. Whatever happened, I don't believe you're a killer. Please, just talk to us. Tell us what happened. I already told you. I'm just a beginner. She's right. She didn't have the experience to do so. In fact, I believe that to be important enough to update your testimony. Even the prosecution believes me. Fine. I'll update my testimony. I'm just a beginner. I couldn't possibly channel a spirit like that yet. Wait, just a beginner, you say? There was a lunar eclipse on the night of the murder, which cast an eerie and red glow all over the place and heightened the spirit energy for all mediums in Khura'in. You could have channeled her. There was an eclipse that night. An eclipse that heightened spiritual energy so much it would have been easy, even for beginners. That's true, but all that proves is that I could have done it. There's no other proof that I did do it. She has a point, Mr. Wright. Do you have any additional proof that it was she who channeled Morgan Fay? I've been thinking about something Pearl told me about how this person was dressed. I think Nadia wanted to make sure of it. If seen, everyone would assume Maya channeled her. With that in mind, this proves Rafa was the one who channeled her. Wait. There can only be one thing. Oh, because the picture Monica took. Rafa's wearing the same clothes as Maya. I knew that was going to come up at some point. Look at this picture, Rafa. You were dressed exactly like Maya. Coincidence. That's all it was. Nadia said herself that she had spare robes for you to wear. I have spare acolyte robes. The outfit will not do. Of course, I'll be certain to change. She would have been able to pick out those robes specifically. I'm not finished yet. I'm not finished testifying. I'll prove your theories to be nothing but mindless drivel. You're despicable, accusing me of... I don't... Just because I could have channeled Morgan Fay does not mean I did channel her. You searched my room 2 days ago and didn't find those robes. That proves I never had them. Rafa, you're making this too easy, baby girl. You're making this too easy. Objection! You're right that I didn't find the robes in your room. But I did find evidence that the robes in the same color as Maya's were burned. And you think I did that? Anyone had access to the incinerator. That's true. Anyone had access to it. But I know it was you. You just won't leave me alone. Prove it. Prove I was the one who burned them. I don't have to. You just proved it for me. Because I never said I found them in the incinerator. Oh, baby! Fine, even if it could have been me. Your story is full of holes and contradictions. If in fact, they're so obvious, it's beneath me to even them out. It's not true. Miss Leva, shut up! This is why Khura'in would put lawyers like you to death. I never should have trusted you. I should have known you were just like them. You don't mean that. I know you don't. Rafa, please. Your father was a lawyer. Do you really think he was... Don't you dare bring him into this. It's shameful enough that I'm... Hold it. Stop it. Stop it before you say something you regret. I don't care. I don't care. You lawyers are the scum of the earth. Foul, manipulative scum. You were the worst of all of them. I didn't do anything wrong. I didn't kill Nadia. Now leave me alone. Oh. Oh, damn. Even if I channel Morgan Knight, that doesn't mean that doesn't mean I was the killer. Hold it. No, that alone doesn't prove anything, but that does raise questions. If you channeled her, why? I didn't channel her. I didn't know her. That's the point. You didn't know her. Anyone from Kurine would have known who she was, but you didn't. That makes it more likely Nadia could have convinced you to channel her. I never would have done that. I can't believe you have so little faith in me. The killer locked the chamber door. She couldn't have done it without the key. Ooh, that's new information. Hold it. Athena, Apollo, and I had to knock down the door. That's true. But that doesn't mean the killer locked it. That's not true. There were two keys. Maya had one and Pearl had the other. Someone must have stolen it from them. Stolen one of them. But I didn't have the key. I didn't even know what it looked like. The door was definitely shut and had to be knocked down, but the alarm should have gone off. So is it possible? Could the killer have locked the door another way? There, that proves it, doesn't it? What's more, you think I would have colluded with Nadia? After what she did to her family, you have some nerve. Wait. Wait. She said earlier in her testimony, the killer locked the chamber door. She couldn't have done it without the key. Wait a minute. Half a bottle of glue found in the closet was loose, but the glue was still wet, implying it was used recently. Ah, come on. You're making this too easy for me. Riva, you know the killer didn't have the key. He locked the door another way. What are you talking about? Or, of course she needed a key. I thought so too until just now, but I don't think the door was locked. Then why did you need to break it down? The glue in the closet. That's what the killer used. She glued the door shut. Glued it shut? That would take a lot of glue. Where would she have gotten it? The glue was found in the closet, but had a loose cap. It must have been full. She poured it out to make the door stick together. That would make the door appear locked, but the alarm wouldn't have gone off. But if a person who cleaned up the scene didn't have the key, this is the most utterly ridiculously absurd thing I've ever heard. Glue the door shut? You're insane. You can't possibly prove that. Actually, I can't. The evidence was there the whole time. This is how the killer glued the door shut. Ooh. Wait a minute. The wood pieces. That's why we found all that wood in the front door. Pieces broke off when we kicked it down because they were glued together. It's the only explanation. You're lying. Monica set up the alarm to go off if the door was open without a key. Morgan must have taken the key from Maya and used it to unlock the door again, which means the door was unlocked when it was broken down. That's why the alarm never went off. What in the world? Why isn't she saying anything? Dude, she's still as a statue. Fine, I guess I'll do this myself. Rafa, I know this is hard to face, but it couldn't possibly have been anyone else. You have to do this. You have to face the truth. I didn't channel her. I didn't even know who Morgan Fay was. I'd have needed a picture of her and her name, but I never even heard of her before. Why would I have channeled to her a complete stranger? You weren't the one who had the idea. It was Nadia. It wasn't me. It wasn't me. You never went back to the dwelling that night, Rafa. The lesson began at 10:30, and we know Bikini didn't see you at midnight. I skipped the lesson. I wasn't feeling well. Monica took your picture. You were at the lesson. Not only that, you were dressed like Maya, which fits Pearl's description. Listen, I know you're trying to deny this because of what it means for you. I didn't kill her. She's being very stubborn, which makes sense given her status in Korean. But I'm getting the sense that there's something else going on here. Could it, there be another reason she's denying it? It's another reason. Rifa, you had a concussion that night from when Pearl hit you. I, I got hit. I got it from hitting my head on the floor. That was a performative. You needed you needed an excuse to get medical attention. But the symptoms of a concussion aren't just a headache. Nausea and vomiting are common. So is short-term memory loss. Stop it, stop it. Rifa, you don't remember what happened, do you? Nothing happened. I didn't channel her. She's still not speaking up? What's going on here? Rifa, I know you wouldn't want an innocent woman to take the fall for what happened. I know what this means for your position in Korean. But you can't hide it anymore. You can't try to pretend it's not true. You channeled Morgan that night. You're the person Pearl attacked. And once you came to, something happened. Something that you don't remember. It's likely you passed out again when you woke up, and you were confused. Nadia was dead and Maya was lying there unconscious. You probably thought you attacked Maya too. So you hid her to protect her. After that, you cleaned up the crime scene. Dad saw you, but he covered for you. Then the next day, you buried the robes you were wearing, so they wouldn't be traced to you. Even though you don't remember it, you can't hide from what happened. As much as I don't want to believe this, as much as I wish it wasn't true, it was you, Rafa. You channeled Morgan and then killed Nadia that night. I'm the princess. I didn't. It wasn't me. I can't. It can't have been. No. 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 Jesus. Okay, yeah, a little bit of flashlight warning would have been nice. Oh, her crown broke. Dude, this is crazy, even for me. She said it would prove that I'm truly ready to become a queen. She said Pearl would be happy to see her mother again. So she showed you a picture and gave you the name. I didn't know who she was. I didn't know. I never would have done it if I knew what was going to happen. Please, please, Mr. Wright, you have to believe me. I didn't know. I didn't know. Rifa, you have to admit. Stop it. Stop it, Phoenix Wright. I will not tolerate you attacking this poor girl. I don't need the moon makers to see that she's clearly in a state of distress. Take a step back and look at what you're doing to her. You're right. I'm sorry, Rafa. It wasn't your fault. You had no idea something like this would happen. I know you didn't do this maliciously. This was part of Nadia and Morgan's plan. Nick, wait. There's one more thing we need to know first. What was Nadia's part of the plan? Why did she do all this? Now we know the details about what Nadia wanted, we have enough information to figure it out. You're right. The only way to end this is to figure out why everything happened. We need to know Nadia and Morgan's entire plan. Only then the case can come to a close. Here we go. I want to figure out what happened to Nadia. I need to know what she was planning. It's clear she and Morgan were accomplices, which means they had a common goal. Everything Morgan done up until now must be related to the past in some way. Nadia and Morgan didn't know each other all that well. So why did Morgan, out of all people Nadia could have teamed up with, why her? She needed someone dead, definitely. That must be it. It wasn't Morgan herself she needed. She needed someone who could be channeled. If she needed someone dead, channeling Morgan is definitely part of the plan. But why does she need Morgan channeled for her work? She she needed a specific medium. I feel like that's it. Of course, her plan involved Rafa being the one to channel her. That's why she manipulated her into doing it. But why? Why not channel Morgan herself? Why did she choose Rafa specifically? She wanted the throne. She chose Rafa randomly. Monica refused. Rafa didn't know Morgan. She wanted the throne. I'm assuming that's what she wanted, right? She wanted to continue what her father had started with his attempted assassination. Perhaps she wanted Rafa to suffer something worse. That also explains why she needed help from Morgan. Alto definitely would have helped her, but Rafa would never have channeled him. But this plan is extremely complicated. Couldn't she hurt Rafa another way? What was this plan supposed to achieve? Kill Rafa, frame Rafa for murder. I feel like it's the second one. It could easily be the first one, but I feel like she would want to frame Rafa, right? She'd want to ruin her reputation as a princess. Frame Rafa for Maya's murder. That's it. She wanted to frame Rafa for Maya's murder. Her DNA and fingerprints would be all over the scene. It would be undeniable. Not only would that make Rafa a killer directly, she could lose her position. And killing Maya, the master of Kurine, that comes off as a strategic attack. It would look like Rafa is going against everything they're trying to rebuild. I can't believe I missed this. It's the same idea Morgan had 11 years ago. Rafa, you were targeted specifically. Nadia wanted you to take the fall for the murder. All Morgan would have to do is leave your DNA and fingerprints all over the scene. It would be very hard to prove you were channeling someone at the time. Especially if Nadia denied it. It would be her word against yours. It would have been completely destroyed your life as you know it. But it's okay. Now that I know this, I know it wasn't your fault. When you came to, you must have been terrified. You didn't know what happened. Your head was in pain. Nadia was dead, and Maya was lying there. You must have realized you killed Nadia and thought you attacked Maya. No wonder you cleaned up the crime scene. You knew it was this meant. You knew it meant losing everything. Yes. It was me. Rifa, it's okay. I understand what happened now. You were a victim. You were put into a horrible position and did what you had to do. Don't worry, I'm going to prove it to you. I'm going to go over all this again. I'm certain that when I explain it, everyone here will understand that you aren't to blame for this. She's not speaking up. Why is she still standing there like that? It's fine. I can do this on my own. Closing argument. You were manipulated. Ooh! Nadia scheduled a lesson during an eclipse because that heightened spiritual energy. She knew you were a beginner and you'd be the best odds of her success. After your lesson, Nadia had you channel Morgan Fay. You knew she was Pearl's mother, but you knew nothing else about her. I didn't know. It wasn't your fault, Rafa. You couldn't possibly have known what kind of person she was. That was what Nadia was counting on. The channeling was a success, likely because of the eclipse that night. Morgan was in your body, which meant any evidence on the scene would be yours. Nadia and Morgan arranged it beforehand. They made sure everyone would think Nadia was channeling her. That way, she could dress as Maya and get the extra key to the chamber. They looked so much alike. No one batted an eye. But Iris found the note between Nadia and Morgan. She figured out their plan. She disguised herself as Dahlia and met Morgan in the meditation room. She used makeup in the darkness outside to try and trick Morgan into thinking she was Dahlia. But Morgan was clever. She knew it was Iris right away. She figured Iris was trying to stop the plan, so she manipulated her. She told Iris what she'd wanted to hear all her life, so that Iris would think she changed. And she wanted Iris to think that her plan was to protect Maya. That's why Iris, satisfied that Morgan wouldn't harm anyone, let them return to her dwelling. I imagine Nadia hid during this exchange, not wanting Iris to know who she was in on this. Once Iris was out of the way, Morgan entered the chamber with the spare key. But Pearl, fearing something would happen, walked into the chamber just after her. She realized what Morgan was about to do, and she became angry. In her anger, she destroyed the chamber. She smashed everything she could. She even set fire to the screen in the back, but Morgan put it out using your robes. I don't think Pearl fully realized what she was doing until much later. I know she wouldn't do this in just about any other situation. And speaking to her last night, I think she had a very good reason to be angry. She threw a glass ornament at your head, and it shattered, but you weren't dead. Thank goodness you weren't even badly injured. I didn't know why my head hurt so much. Of course you didn't. You were new to channeling. But Pearl was terrified. She realized she attacked the medium channeling Morgan. You and Nadia wear your hair in a very similar way, so she didn't know who it was. She dragged you out and performed a spirit severing technique. Nadia channeled Morgan, and you confronted her. We don't know exactly what happened, but I think I can guess. You figured out what she was planning to do, and you were terrified. You didn't have time to think. You weren't even capable of thinking clearly. You grabbed the first thing you could get your hands on and swung it at Morgan. You just wanted to sever the spirit, but you didn't know your own strength. I hit her. You had to, Rafa. You had to do it to save Maya. You passed out soon after, and when you woke up, you saw Nadia's body. You also found Maya alive, but unconscious, so I imagine you thought you attacked her. First, you dragged her out of the closet, so she would be out of the way. Then you started to clean up the scene. When you went out into the chamber, you found vomit on the ground. You must have already been feeling nauseous by then. I saw the medicine in your room. That means you knew you were the one who threw up in the chamber. Your head was in so much pain. You realized you had to have gotten a concussion. That's why you pushed yourself and fainted in front of all of us. You wanted to make sure there was a reason you had one if anyone checked. And that's why you don't remember killing Nadia. Short-term memory loss is common. Once you were finished cleaning, you dragged Nadia's body into the chamber. You didn't have the key Morgan stole. Pearl took it. You must have forgotten Maya had the key too, so you didn't lock the door. Instead, you glued it shut so it would appear locked. I think you hoped it would be a case of mistaken identity. That someone tried to kill Maya and killed Nadia instead. Ooh. While you were cleaning up, you were caught at the attention of That's Horrible. That's why he climbed out through the window. And this would have been about 4 a.m. He must have confronted you about this next morning, and you told him not to tell anyone. Once you were done hiding the body and cleaning the scene, you went back to your room. We ran into you in the winding way later that day. You must have been disposing of the robes. They were burnt when Morgan put out the fire on the screen. And you knew if anyone found them, it would get traced back to you. I was scared. Of course you were scared. Anyone would have been. Rafa, it's okay. You aren't a killer. You're a victim. You were forced to act. I know the legal system in Korean wouldn't hold this against you, and neither will this one. Then it's true. It was me. I promised myself I would never let this happen again. And I killed her. Another person is dead because of me. Rafa, it's okay. It wasn't your fault. You were delirious from the concussion. It doesn't matter. It might as well have been me. I sent countless people to their executions with my insights. I'm the reason for so many losses in Korean, more than I can count. But now, it was me. I killed her with these 2 hands. I'm a murderer. That's all I'm ever going to be. I can't take it, Mr. Wright, after all I did to try and stop it. Now it's me. Now I'm the murderer. I I can't live with this. I don't deserve to be a princess. I don't deserve to be alive. Damn. This is very heavy. No, it wasn't you, Rafa. What? She just confessed. Yes, she did. But before we accept that testimony as the truth, let's go over what happened one more time. Ugh. What? Why? Trust me, Nick. We have to go over it again. You're missing something important. What are you talking about? I'm going to ask you a few questions. Question 1. Why did Pearl never mention anything about Morgan throwing up after hitting her? I don't know. It seems like a pretty big detail to miss. Question 2. Did Pearl do the spirit severing technique after she dragged Rafa out of the chamber? Yeah, that's why Nadia was able to channel Morgan. Question 3. Nadia died around 1 a.m., just after Pearl left the chamber. She was also knocked out by Pearl, hard enough to get a concussion. Even with the eclipse, Rafa is still new to channeling. She didn't have much experience. So if I passed out after Morgan's spirit, how could Rafa have come to less than 20 minutes later? She couldn't. Question 4. If Morgan stole the key from me, Rafa would have to put it back in my robes. Otherwise, Nadia would have had the key, but I woke up with it. So if she took the key from Nadia, why did she glue the door shut? She would have locked it. Last question. Pearl locked the door into the chamber with the spare key around 12:47 a.m. I had the only other key. If I was too drunk to move, who opened the chamber door at 12:50 a.m.? I don't know. Nick, you're not thinking clearly. Look at Francisca. You know she's figured something out. And Pearl has too. You know there's only one explanation for this. Maya, nothing is making sense. If it wasn't Rafa, and I know it wasn't Pearl's, then just think over the case. Think about everything we've learned. Nadia died around 1 a.m. Pearl was already in bed. Iris was back at their dwelling by then, confirmed by a security record. And Rafa couldn't have come too fast enough to channel Morgan again. Albie was on the way back after setting off illegal fireworks across the village. Daz and Greta were together in her room. Athena and Trucy were on their way back from putting out the fire, but too far from the chamber. Keene was in bed after getting the key for Nadia. Monica was either at home or dwelling too, but she was too far from the chamber to have done it. You and Apollo were also in bed, and you didn't leave the side room at that night. Someone threw up in the chamber, and none of the stories you've presented make sense. If Rafa threw up, Pearl would have noticed and mentioned it in her story. If Nadia threw up post-mortem, we would have seen the stain around her mouth, not beneath her body. Nick, please, you know Pearl didn't do this, but that only leaves one option. The one person who threw up and killed Nadia right afterwards. No. No, 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 no. There's no way. Who killed her, Nick? I don't know. Answer the question. Who is the only person who could have done this? I. Who killed Nadia? No. Okay, so let me think. It's not. Wait. The actor who played the Steel Samurai a long time ago. Now he's a pretty well-known actor in Hollywood. No, it can't be him. That wouldn't make any sense. Wait. No. No, 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 no. It can't be Maya. No. No, come on. Don't do this to me, game. Okay, so I'm going to do this process of elimination style. Hold up. So let's go over what I just said, right? So me and Apollo, Nick and Apollo were in the side room the whole night. Trucy and Athena were in their room. That's what's with Greta on his way back from putting out the fire. I don't know if he'd have covered for Rafa if he was guilty. So it's not. So wait, everyone here has the alibi. So Nick and, Nick and Apollo were together. Trucy and Athena were together. Good. Let me check. Let me check the logs. I keep forgetting who's it. Fame Matter, Maya, Pearl, and Greta. Monica, Monica was trying to figure out why the alarm in Dwelling 2 wasn't working. Iris had nothing to do with the case, basically. So does and neither does Sister Bikini. They both were in bed. Nadia's dead. It's not Otto Laef. He's dead. Dahlia's also dead. It can't be Morgan Fay. and, and several people were at the manor when it happened. She's always been like a daughter. It's not Pearl because she's our client. It can't be. And yeah, and also nobody channeled Nadia, not Nadia, Dahlia that night. Nobody channeled Dahlia that night. Can't beat Pearl, so no. No, that can't be it. Yeah, I just went through all the process of elimination again. It can't be it. It can't be her. No. No, that's not possible. Who killed Nadia? Oh, her picture changed. Her picture changed. She's the best friend I've ever had, and so much more than that. I would I would never ever turn my back on her. That's that's just crazy. Nick, who did this? We've been through so much together. She means the world to me. No. Sarcastic pasta, you're not allowed to do this to me. No, not my second favorite female, not my favorite female character in the series. No, you're not allowed to do this to me. Not even a little bit. No, you can't do this to me. That's not fair. She's my favorite. No. No, I've known her for 12 years. She'd never do this. Come on, there's only one possible answer. I can't choose her. She's Maya. Oh, wait, I don't have any more profiles to pick. No! Come on, Phoenix. This isn't just anyone. It's Maya. You know the truth, Nick. I know you figured it out. She's stuck with me longer than anyone. We've been through so much together. Who killed Nadia, Nick? 4 times. I've defended her 4 times. She's been accused 4 times, and 4 times I've proven her innocent. Please, just answer the question. Phoenix, think. I'm missing something, right? Stop it, Phoenix. There's another explanation. I know it. Nick, who killed Nadia? Not her. No, it wasn't. It wasn't. Oh, God, not her. You're not a killer, Maya. I could never believe that. Nick, please. Oh, shit. Dude, it's breaking the game. This is ridiculous. This is crazy. It's okay, Nick. I won't make you say it. Your Honor, I have something I want to confess. No. Don't do this. Don't stop me. Maya, I want to recess. Mr. Wright, if she wants to confess, we need to hear her out. No, I just need a few minutes. I'm sorry, but I will not allow you to show partiality towards Miss Fay. You may proceed. No. Sarcastic Pasta, you're not allowed to do this to me. You can't do this to me. That's not fair. That's so not fair. Nick, I'm sorry. Maya, please think about what you're saying. Come on. You're a great lawyer. I know you thought this through. Every single suspect, no matter how much you tried not to, you've eliminated them all. Dude, this is giving me Danganronpa V3 vibes. When like, dude, this is giving me Danganronpa V3 Case 1 vibes, dude. All except one. Maya. It was me, Nick. No. I killed Nadia. Stop it. Nick, please. I won't let you do this, Maya. It wasn't you. Then, I'm sorry. But I'm not backing down. Oh, rebuttal? Wait, rebuttal? Wait, that's new. Not her. You were in the chamber when the murder occurred. We proved it happened in the meditation room. Oh shit, her picture changed. Wait, the Megatama's different. I've never needed it less. It's already written all over his face, but I can't let him cover for me this time. No. What about this, Nick? We must be looking at the wrong way. There has to be another explanation. What are you trying to do? Change my memory of what happened? Please just listen to me. No, I can't let you do this. I can't. I don't think evidence will make a difference. He's gone up against 4 prosecutors for me. He won't let me. Wait, am I? Wait. Am I playing as Maya? No, there's no shot of playing as Maya right now. No. Dude. I have to make him see the truth. It doesn't matter what happens to me. I won't let him lie to himself like this. Nick, please understand that I'm doing this for you. You were in the chamber when the murder occurred. Wait, we proved it in the meditation room. Wait. Is there any bios that are different? Wait, we're doing this from the perspective of Maya? This is crazy. I wanted to tell you. I should have told you. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry it came to this, Nick. I never wanted to hurt you like this. Nick's daughter. She used to call me Mom. Sometimes she still does. I think it's cute. Dude, this is ridiculous. Incredible lawyer in front of Nick's. I'm so glad he's expanded his social circle. My cousin. She's innocent. She deserves to be protected. I killed her. Oh shit, dude. This is actually crazy. Oh. I'm so glad she's innocent. I would hate to see her suffer more for what happened in Korean. A natural born salesman. I think he's going to go pretty far. Nadia's sister. They may not have been close, but I'm sorry, Greta. I'm sorry I took your sister from you. I know how it feels, and Greta, I'm so sorry. I don't know her that well, but her security system really came in handy. Dude. Maya Fey, Nadia's killer. Shit, dude, this is crazy. Dude. Okay, so what happens if I press? Oh. No, Nick, I wasn't. Oh wait, the bottom screen changed. How did Rafa get into the chamber and hit the body if I didn't leave on my own accord? When do you think I'd have done that? I don't know. We still have to figure that out. Nick, Pearl locked the door. Rafa isn't strong enough to break it down by herself. I doubt Morgan and Nadia could have done it. It took you, Apollo, and Athena this time around. You know that I'm the one who threw up. That's how I was finally able to move. That's when I left the chamber. Okay, maybe you could have left the chamber, but you couldn't have gone very far, so... Just because you threw up drugs doesn't mean you had the strength to kill anyone. Pearl's a lot smaller than me, but you admit she could have swung that statue with both arms. I can't read. Even in a weakened state, don't you think I could do it too? Maybe, but that doesn't mean you did. You were still drugged. Yes, I definitely was. I didn't get them all up. But I got enough out of my system to leave the chamber and swing that statue. You were out of it. You couldn't move just 5 minutes before the murder. How could you possibly have gone from completely immobilized to being strong enough to kill someone? Panic, adrenaline, fear. You'd be surprised if someone is capable in extreme circumstances. Maybe, but we just don't know what happened yet. And yet. And besides, you probably just dreamed that it happened when you heard it. When I heard what? Someone killing Nadia and just leaving Rafa and me there? Who? Who could have done it? You eliminated everyone else. It could have happened at a different time. Maybe you knocked her out. Nick, you weren't there. You didn't hear the sound her skull made when I hit her. Maybe we got it wrong. Maybe Nadia died later. Really? When? The meditation room security system went back online at 1:05 a.m. No one entered or exited the meditation room until 4:01. Rafa couldn't possibly have killed Nadia, and you know it. I'm the only other person who was there at the time. But there's still so much time unaccounted for. For example, Morgan could have killed Nadia while she was channeling a different spirit, or unconscious. Nick! Are you saying Morgan killed her own accomplice? Or maybe Nadia channeled her after the incident with Pearl, and she hit herself with a statue? Nick, that's nonsense. You know that's not what happened. You know this is the only explanation that fits the evidence. I killed her. No, if you killed her, Morgan would have told us. There was no insight because Nadia was channeling someone else. Maybe she channeled someone else. We know Morgan is willing to lie. No, it was Morgan. I saw her myself. And if she was channeling a different spirit, why did the insight work when it was Morgan's spirit we contacted? Morgan kept insisting that Pearl was the killer. Are you seriously taking her words at face value? Think about it, Nick. Why do you think I wanted to channel wanted to channel her. I was I was taking the coward's way out. I figured she would tell you so I wouldn't have to. She probably realized that that's what I was trying to do. She never she knew that would be perfect revenge. Don't you see? It didn't matter what happened. You were going to lose either way. Either you'd fail to save Pearl or you'd have to accept that it was me. I can't. I'll never accept it. Never. I know you. I know what kind of person you are, and I know that you would never do this, Maya. This isn't you. Do you really know that? Or have you just been deluded yourself to thinking so? No, I've known you for 12 years, Maya. You can't you can't be close to someone for that long without really getting to know them. Nadia used Morgan to get the throne, and Morgan tried to kill me. I'm alive now because Pearl stopped her. If anyone deserves to be protected right now, it's her. I couldn't protect her from Morgan, or what she went through these last few years. I had no idea she'd been carrying out this much pain. But I could stop Morgan from ever hurting her again. I could stop Nadia's plan. She would have killed me, Nick. Is that what you would have wanted instead? After how you reacted to finding me in the closet when you thought it was my body in the chamber? I know you would never have wanted it to turn out this way. That way. I had to do something. No. I won't. I won't. I won't accept it, Maya. I did what I had to. I wasn't just protecting Pearl and Rafa or Kurain. I I protected you too. This isn't about me. At least now I can explain myself. Nick, please, just let me tell you what happened. When you know the full story, you'll understand why I had to do it. No, you didn't have to do anything. You're not a killer. I I can't turn things around. There's always someone else. It wasn't you, Maya. Phoenix, stop it! Stop it, please. I I can't take it any anymore. It hurts. Oh, it hurts, Nick. So please, please stop. I was standing at the door of the chamber. I peeked my head through the door and saw Nadia standing in the meditation room. She was writing something on a piece of paper. I also saw Rafa. I checked to see if she was okay. I looked up just in time to see Nadia channeling someone. That's when it hit me. Who Morgan's accomplice was. What they were trying to do. I went to stay hidden, but I was still so groggy. My reflexes were too slow. That's why she was wearing the clothes. Perhaps Miss Ignatia should have upped your dose. Though, judging by the smell, it might not have mattered. You? Yes. It has been quite some time, Miss Igmaya. I heard some of what happened in the chamber with Pearl. And to use Rafa's body like that, that's a disgrace to the family name. But you know that, don't you? I'm long dead. It does not matter what happened to me. In fact, it doesn't matter what happens to Mystic Pearl either. She is no treasure any longer. Then why? All this scheming, an entire international scandal, all to get rid of me and not even for Pearl? Foolish girl. Ever since you were small, you were trouble. I should have smothered you in your sleep when I had the chance. Sometimes I wish you had, rather than subject me to your parenting. Ne- Neither you nor Mystic Pearl are fit to lead this school. All this goes back to the same source. The feud. What? Actions have consequences, Mystic Maya. Mystic Pearl made her choice. Now you both must be punished. Punished? It is time for a weed to be removed from the garden of Khura'in. Its roots must be cut, and the seed must be destroyed. You brought the one responsible for it. No other punishment will do. Rest, Mystic Maya. I have made my decision, and no harm shall come to you. Only one will die tonight. Only one? What consequences are you talking about? Who are you going to kill? Is it the source you were talking about? Wait, you can't. You can't mean... Nick? Oh shit. I've lost so many people because of this feud. You didn't care who you had to hurt. All you ever cared about was power. And after what you put Pearl through? Now this? Why? 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 Oh shit. Not this time.
Him.
Oh shit, Maya snapped. I knew I had to do something. So I grabbed Mystic Moira's statue. I just meant to knock her out. Then sever the connection. But I was so angry. Oh shit! I didn't mean to kill her. Nick, I didn't. I didn't mean to kill her. Dude, is Nick crying? Dude, he's crying! She went down and stopped moving. So I knelt down to feel her pulse. Oh shit! Maya, no! Nothing. There was nothing. Tried. I tried to save her. But it was too late. I didn't know what to do. I started screaming. I can kind of hear her screaming. See, I kind of hear her screaming now. That's why Nick thought it was the foxes. What was that? Then he must have blacked out. I'm sorry, Nick. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Maya. The only reason I didn't come forward sooner... Well, actually, there are two reasons. I wasn't lying when I said I was out of it in the chamber. I don't remember much. I didn't know what happened. I was scared that Morgan might have been working with someone else. As awful as this sounds, I knew Pearl would be safe in jail while we figured this out. I had no idea she thought she'd done it. If I'd known, I would have come clean sooner. But the other reason was you, Nick. I didn't want to tell you because I knew how much it would hurt you. I knew it was selfish, but I just wanted a few more days. A few more days before you knew what I'd done. Knowing I'd killed someone after you defended me 4 times. I felt like I betrayed you. Dude. when I realized what she was going to do, I just... all I could think was that I couldn't let anything happen to you. I know you always see me as this perfect person who could never do something like this. Wait, why is her name ... now? But I'm only human too. I can't do this. I can't let it be her. Not a lost cause. I can't protect her this time. I failed you both. I'm sorry, my Mia. Don't focus on who you can't save. When there's someone here you can. There's always someone else. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay, Nick. Do 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 do. Nick, I understand. I know this hurts, and I'm sorry I hurt you. Because you thinking so highly of me has meant more to me than you could ever know. Every time I was hard on myself, I could hear you telling me that I could do anything. I've lost so many people. My parents, Mia, but you've always been there for me. You promised never to abandon me. And in 12 years since you never have. No matter where we are or what we're doing, I always feel like I'm home when we're together. No one's ever been there for me like that, but you have been. You are. You're here. I just wish I just wish I could be the person you obviously think I am. So, if you could ever find it in your heart to forgive me, I love you, Nick. I'm always gonna love you. No matter what happens, that will never change. This has meant the world to me. I wouldn't wish any of it away. Mm, not a second. Your Honor, I think it's time to send the jury to deliberate. Yes, I believe it is. Thank you, Miss Fay. Before I send the jury to deliberation, are there any objections? No objections, Your Honor. No. Mr. Wright, I'm sorry, but I need you to answer the question. Do you have any objections to Miss Maya Fay's testimony before I release the jury? N no. Thank you, Mr. Wright. The jury may sequester themselves to decide on the verdict. It's okay. No, come on. I don't want to lose Maya, man. Come on. It'll be okay, Nick. No. After short deliberation, the jury has reached their verdict. It is unanimous. The court finds the defendant, Pearl Fay, not guilty. Dude, this is a hollow victory, man. Court is adjourned. Oh, look at Trucy is rubbing his back. Oh. Dude. No. This is such a hollow victory. This is so hollow! January 4th, 2:37 p.m. District Court Defendant's Lobby. Nick, are you okay? If I'd known, maybe I should have taken the blame. No, you were innocent, Pearls. But Maya... Don't. I'm sorry, but I'm not ready to talk about it. It's okay. But thank you for keeping your promise. It should have been me. Don't say that. I was ready to take the blame. Why did she have to confess? You were innocent, Rafa. It's my fault. No, it wasn't. You were scared. I understand why you did what you did. Why did this have to happen? Why? Why is Maya being punished? She saved your life. I'm sorry, Mr. Wright. It wasn't your fault. It's not fair. Actually, this is what fairness looks like, isn't it? When you see her next, please tell her thank you for me. I will. What I said about my father, about lawyers, I didn't mean it. He'd understand. And so do I. We all say things we don't mean sometimes. Did you mean what you said in the training hall? Every single word, and my opinion hasn't changed. No one's perfect, Rafa, and good leaders still make mistakes. I really hope I can live up to that. Right? I've just spoken to Franziska. I went to negotiate Maya's sentence. But your colleagues were already there. They must have gone the moment the trial ended. She was already prepared to offer Maya a very generous plea deal. We just discussed what that would look like and came to an agreement. 3 months in jail, plus community service. Involuntary manslaughter carries a sentence of up to a year. But given her obvious remorse and plethora of mitigating factors, Francisca wanted to be fair, but she didn't want to throw the book at her either. I know it's not much comfort, but she won't be gone long. You'll have her back in April. You can visit her as often as you like. I have some connections at the jail. I'll make sure she's offered counseling as well. And if anything happens, they'll have to answer to me. Thank you. You knew, didn't you? If I bet you guys that Edward actually knew the whole time. He knew, didn't he? If you need anything, don't hesitate to call me. I'm afraid I won't be much comfort to you, but I will make sure Maya's well cared for. You knew, didn't you? Yes. Maya told me what happened that very day, just before we spoke. She knew you wouldn't believe her if she told you outright. She wanted me to figure it out for myself. Right? There's one more thing I need you to know. You need to know. Although I think it's already occurred to you in this courtroom, unless I'm very much mistaken, that Pearl could have been the killer. She could have killed Naughty in the meditation room and then locked the chamber door. Maya could have found the body shortly after and covered for her. There's no way with the evidence we have to know for sure which one of them did it. But I do, because I trust them both. As do I. Do you think it occurred to Franziska? I have no doubt that it did. I must be going. Take care. I'm so sorry. I don't know if I can say anything to make this better. So I'm not going to tell you how to feel right now, but I can tell you how much you love her, and I think what you have is beautiful. Oh, thank you, Iris. Good. Edward told you. We did what we could, Phoenix. Mr. Okama was very receptive to our suggestions. I think this is a reasonable sentence. But we'll be there for you the whole time. You need some time to process this, so I'm staying here until Maya gets out. You don't have to do that. I want to. Someone has to hold down the fort. And I don't feel ready for that yet. So it's settled. Take as long as you need, Mr. Wright. And don't worry about Maya's defense. I'll represent her at the sentencing hearing. I'll make sure everything goes smoothly. Thank you. Hollow, wait. Hmm? You figured it out yesterday, didn't you? Yeah, I did. That's why I didn't want to tell you what I wanted to ask her. She admitted it right away, but we agreed to let you figure out on your own. Thank you. I think she was right to do that. She knows me better than anyone. Yeah, well, I knew you wouldn't believe a word if it came from me. No, I wouldn't. Well, for what it's worth, I'm glad you did the right thing for Pearl. It never even occurred to me to turn on her. Didn't think it would, but never mind. Anyway, if you need anything, let me know. Will do. Phoenix, you did the right thing. I know it hurts, but you did the right thing. I have something for you. I don't want anything. You'll want this. Oh? Aww! That card that they found. There were 4 pieces of evidence found at the end of the killer case. I kept this last one for the right time, but I think you need it now more than ever. She, oh, she could have died at any second, and she thought of you. You, I. Oh, Franzi. I'm sorry, Phoenix. Oh, okay. You know what? You know what? Because this fan game, I think Francisca's not one of my least favorite characters anymore. She's actually redeemable. This is how you write a redeemable character, people. Let's go home, Daddy. Yeah, I don't feel like talking to anyone right now. Would a hug help? Maybe later, once we get home. Okay. Pearls, you'd still let me stay with you? Why wouldn't I? I guess I thought after what happened, you wouldn't want any reminders. I want you to stay. I meant it when I said you were family to me. And to be honest, I could really use the family right now. Me too. Oh. I don't know what's going to happen next, but I know one thing for sure. I love you too, Maya. Oh. This is actually making me fucking cry, dude. It's not fair. Ever since I started out as a lawyer, I've counted on one thing. There's always someone else. But it's never been that simple. I've just been too naive to see it. Sometimes the people who kill or does something morally gray do so out of desperation, out of pain. Oh, it's acro. And sometimes they don't mean the harm they cause. Sometimes someone else is simply someone else. Not the villain of the story. Oh. This is actually making me really sad, man. Dude, that's how it ends? You're kidding me! No! How dare you, man? You guys are really helping. You guys are really trying to make me cry with this one. Dude, I didn't want to end it like this. No. Not my girl. Dude. Oh? I knew I was going to be banished for this. But I think a little part of me was hoping that it wouldn't happen. This room isn't so bad. It's small, but I'm small, so I can make it work. And Nick says I can decorate it any way I want. I've never decorated a room before. It's so cute. I know Maya would want me to be happy about this. And 3 months isn't that long. So I'm going to keep smiling and believe everything will work out. Because I always hated channeling. And now I won't ever have to do it anymore. She looks so cute now. Look at her. Oh. So it's going to be okay. Everything will be okay. As soon as I realized Maya did it, I felt like I had to confess. I figured it'd be better if I went to jail rather than her or Mystic Rafa. I also thought if I get banished, I could just do my tech stuff full time. But I don't know if I want that anymore. I used to feel like an outsider here because I don't have a sister. Seeing what happened and how well Pearl is doing, I realized something important. Biological family is really overrated. My real family are the people I love and who love me. So I guess I've always had the whole bunch of sisters. I just need to think outside the box. It's nice to have a home and a family to come back to. I'll always have a place here. This case makes me want to cry, man. Well, that was unexpected, but I think it worked out the way it should have. I'm going head back to Kuraien sometime soon. I'll just spend time with my brothers. I've even picked up a little apprentice. Our guide has some natural talent. Now he's gone, and I'm going to pretend I'm too upset about it. I'm not going to pretend I'm too upset about it. But still, I do feel a bit sad. It seems like kind of a senseless tragedy. She's my sister, and I never wanted her to die. I always hoped she'd lighten up. She always rubbed people the wrong way, so no one really liked her that much. She didn't like them either, so if she had to die young, why not for someone else's love? Really being killed by the power of love does feel pretty fitting to end to a story. Frenzy took this case much harder than I expected. I don't think I've ever seen her cry like that. I doubt she quite realized why she was crying in the first place. All she knew was that she couldn't stop. So naturally, she took it out on me. But this experience has been good for her. Even so, I feel a sense of unease. I've known Maya for years, and it's strange to see her in jail. I understand the legal side of things, and I know she'll be out very soon. But I am conflicted. It doesn't feel like justice. At the very least, I will not treat her any differently. I believe it would have done the same thing in her position. I would have done the same thing in her position if it meant protecting a loved one. I suppose those kind of actions and emotions are what makes us human, aren't they? You know what? Say it like it is, Edgeworth. Say it like it is. I don't feel right about this. I don't think I ever will. I spent so much of my life mindlessly sending people to their deaths. I understand that it wasn't completely my fault. I understand that I was brainwashed. But that's done nothing to clear my conscience. This must never happen again. I will make sure of it once I am queen. I will I will spend my life making up for my mistakes and making amends with those I hurt. I just hope it will be enough. I'm back in the office. I have to admit, Apollo really stepped up and has been running this place practically single-handed. I hope I can tell I can tell he misses Korean. He doesn't say so, but I can hear it in his voice. We haven't been able to talk much. I think he might be avoiding me. I know he figured out it was Maya before Phoenix did, and I guess he figured I'd be upset about it. But this is a completely different situation. I definitely would have done the same thing. Though I guess Miriam had a point, didn't she? Sometimes the end really do justify the means. I tried to stop them from brandishing Pearl, but the council wouldn't hear of it. I suppose she did destroy irreplaceable treasures, and that shouldn't be taken lightly. I can't help but think that it's not worth it. It's not worth dying for. How many more people have to suffer before the feud finally ends? I hope Mystic Maya will be able to put a stop to it. I can't handle another senseless tragedy. Maya! My baby girl! I'm not proud of what I did. I hate that I was put in the position in the first place. But I'd be lying if I said I wouldn't do it again if I could go back. I know Nick is hurting right now. I wish I could take that away from him. Confessing was easy, but having to convince Nick that I was guilty, that hurt the most. I get why it's called tough love. I hope I never have to do something like this again. Yeah, don't do that again, Debs. I know he'll be better for it. He'll come out of this stronger than ever. I'm happy to give up a little freedom if it means seeing him grow. But it's worth it. It's worth every second I spend here. Dude. I'm clapping for that. That was so well made. I'm afraid we've yet to be acquainted. Oh shit, wait, you? Fulbright? I can see from your expression that this is no social call. I didn't think you would assume as much, Fulbright. I wouldn't waste time on scum like you unless strictly necessary. No pleasantries. Can't I even have your name? I'm acquainted with Miles Edgeworth. That's all you need to know for now. And he sent you to fight his battles for him. I never took him for a coward. Not that it is any of your business, but I came of my own accord. Miles Edgeworth doesn't know I'm here. I intend to keep it that way for the time being. Well then, what do I owe the pleasure? Hunter Kestrel. I want information. Hunter Kestrel? I never heard of him. Don't patronize me. I know he's the one who financially backed your crime spree. Is that a prevailing narrative? Fascinating. I expected someone to connect the dots. I just don't think it would be someone so... Wait, where did you get the sunglasses? I wouldn't finish that sentence if I were you. Oh, I know he's had the sunglasses, okay. Now, why would I want to divulge information on this Kestrel person to a perfect stranger? Now, you listen to me. I do not have time for your foolishness. You will find that I'm very good at motivating you to loosen your tongue. You can do this the easy way or the hard way. The choice is yours. Do you think you're intimidating? You can make me cower in fear? I've killed men twice your size with my bare hands. A little whip is nothing to me. Tell me why he ordered you to murder Metis Sykes. Metis Sykes? Possibly my only true failure. Not true. Killing Clay Terrain was accidental as well, as I recall. Something that would never have been revealed if not for Sykes' little brat. My one mistake was not killing her when I had the chance. Do not bring Athena Sykes into this. She is irrelevant. Ah, I take it Kestrel has targeted Edgeworth this time. I'm surprised. Edgeworth is quite a deviation from the norm. Unless what, Fulbright? Answer me, damn it! Unless what? I only had a passing thought, but Kestrel and I are not currently speaking. I only know about the lineman murders through a hitman I met here. Kestrel hired him to take out Joseph Williamson. Dio Williamson's son? I well remember. True, but it seems you don't know the full story. Very well, consider this a bit of free information. The finale, the lineman forced Williamson to choose between his children. Williamson was unable to decide which one to save, so the lineman made the decision for him. He chose to kill Joseph, the son, but because Williamson didn't cooperate, he went further. He scarred Esther, his daughter, blinding her in her left eye. I suppose he did that so Williamson would always remember it when he looked at her. The man told me this in confidence, of course, shortly before he died. Heart attack. Sudden heart attack. Kestrel's favorite way of tying up loose ends. Well, that and suicide. So then Dr. Entist. If you think that his heart attack was coincidental, you're a fool. No one was fool enough to fall for that cover story. But why did he have this hitman killed? I suspect because he was caught and sentenced to silence him. Yet he never went after you. I never saw his real face. We communicated over text messages and proxies. No doubt he believes I'm not dangerous enough to kill. So then, what of Entist? Were you acquainted with him here? Last I checked, I don't have to tell you anything. Oh yeah, I'm just now realizing that the bottom screen has Francisca's silhouette on it. That's so cool. That I even agreed to meet with you is a favor. Unless you can get me an early release, maybe make him eligible for parole. I'd even settle for a stay of execution. I didn't know you had a sense of humor. Not exactly where you're supposed to be. Be honest with yourself. Do you really pity my victims? Or do you just fear the lengths I'm willing to go to for justice? With few exceptions, your victims were the scum of the earth. I have no pity for them. But that doesn't make your actions justice. Lest we forget that Simon Blackwell, an innocent man, nearly died for one of your crimes. Worse still, a traumatized little girl would have been taken to fall for it had he not acted. You may have killed monsters, but that act alone places you amongst their ranks. The ends do not justify the means. The murders of evil individuals don't undo their crimes. Would you like to know how many times Kestrel was placed on trial for his own crimes? Never. Oh, you are naive, aren't you? How do you think he scouts out potential targets? Did you think they were chosen at random? I don't know much of Kestrel's methods, but I do know one thing. He's fair. He's unwaveringly fair. He always offers his target the chance to catch him before the finale. That can't be true! Miles is thorough. There's no way he would have failed to identify the killer. Is that what you were going to say? And how many cases did he take on before his commitment to finding the truth? You should be very fortunate that Kestrel only targets men for his games, Miss Von Karma. So you do know who I am. I'm no fool. It's true we never interacted, but I knew Edgeworth's associates. Perhaps you would be wise to know your enemy. You know so much about the man you never met. Know your enemy, Miss Karma. As I said, I am no fool. I don't trust even my allies. You do the same as well. I have my own theories on Kestrel. I only spoke to him through proxies. Trusted individuals who know his secret, who know his identity, and yet keep it a secret. Enough of that. I must have satisfied your curiosity. To an extent. Why are you suddenly so forthcoming? He was caught. He was finished with me after that. But I do know this. Kestrel took a fancy to me for a specific reason. I take it you know the reason. Yes, you see, a vast majority of my victims are men. Hardly surprising, as men are far more likely to commit violent crimes. Naturally, but that's common knowledge. But what you may not be aware is that Kestrel has a certain fascination with them. With men? With men's emotions. Men's emotions? He's a man himself. Surely he would have first-hand experience. He experiences emotions differently from most men. That fuels his fascination, I believe, in the so-called every man he can ever become. But know this, Miss Karma. The reason I refuse to tell anyone why I killed Mita Sykes isn't because he told me not to. It's because I don't know why. It was a quid pro quo arrangement. He funded my vigilantism if I killed her. I stole something for him as well. Stole something? Sykes filed on a certain job he performed for a wealthy family 30 years ago. Preposterous. She would have been a teenager back then. Ah, yes, I noticed that when I was a cop. That was a clerical error in her case file. She was born in 1976, not 1986. Be sure to verify that. In any case, what sort of job did she do? That's all I ever knew. The files themselves were heavily encrypted. I took those files from the computer and sent them to Kestrel. To my knowledge, he alone has access to them. Regardless, he felt it was information worth killing for. The Kestrels asked me to Sykes to perform a job for them. No, they didn't. It was a different family. I was only given their surname. And what was that? Lamb. Wait, what? Lamb? Wait. Hold up. Hold up a second. No. No. There's only one person I know who has that last name. No. Don't you freaking dare. And the murder of Bill and Hannah Lamb. The man who was convicted was not your lineman, of course. Interestingly enough, he too died of a sudden heart attack soon after arriving. What are the odds? But you killed me just a year later. Clearly, Kestrel was tying up loose ends. Whatever Sykes did for them, it was worth killing for. I imagine he suspected that she was onto him. And then he tried to discredit Athena. Did he? No doubt because she might have put two and two together. Or because he suspected she had access to Sykes' records. Of course, that's just a guess. There could be another reason for all I know. Now, are you quite finished with your interrogation? I believe it's nearly time for my hour of outside time. You've been more than helpful than I expected. Of course, I haven't changed as much as you would expect. I will desire justice, and Kestrel has not been brought to it. Now he distanced himself from me. I would like to see him captured as well. Such a pity I can't kill him myself. But I will settle for his capture at least. I ask for one thing in return. And that is? Landon Lord. Find him. The police have already been looking. I'm sure they have been. But I know you, Francisca Valkarma. You're the person I trust to track him down well before the police. You've always been known for getting results. And why do you want Landon Lord discovered? Wasn't he your accomplice? Before he disappeared, yes. Disappeared? Shortly after my arrest, he vanished. I don't know what he told his that's I don't know what he told that staff of his at Maryland Manor. But he hasn't been since as far as I know. He doesn't appear to be aware of Lord's reappearance. No doubt because Search is a woman in prison is in a women's prison. It seems to fool it seems this fool does have some valuable information after all. Believe me, Fulbright, I have no moral qualms with acquiescing. Acquiescing? I've never seen that word my entire life. To that request. We are united in that goal. However, I will be doing the best to ensure he's captured alive. Those are those acceptable terms? You have yourself a deal. I have a lot more to consider about this Hunter Kestrel business than I expected. Why did Lord return just in time for the Titan Ball? Why did he attempt to make Athena think she was going mad? Why is Dr. Entis' fingerprints found all over his lab? Was he up? What was he up to before he was murdered by Kestrel? And what's Kestrel's connection to the Lambs? Could it have been involved in the KS9 somehow? This story only gets more convoluted by the second. But Fulbright is right about one thing. I can get results. I don't care about myself. I can handle whatever this psychopath is planning. But I will not let him touch Miles, not physically or psychologically. He has suffered more than enough loss. He carries far too much guilt for things to be over with out of his, which he has control over. He has worked far too hard to rebuild his life. No, this will end with me. Kestrel will be found. He will be found. And if the police can't track him down, I most certainly can. No, no way. Wait, are we gonna play as Francisca next time? Oh, that will be so sick. It'll be like Investigations. Dude. And that's all there is? Come on, there has to be something more. There's no way that can be the end. Okay, so I was going around and I found this video from the devs. Apparently there's an extra scene that was meant to be put in the game, but it didn't quite make it in apparently. So we're gonna watch it. It's 2 minutes, 7 seconds long. So let's just see what we can find. This is supposed to be an extra scene. January 6th, 4:14 p.m. Meditation room. Oh, it's Nick. Nick? Oh, Pearls. Sorry, I should have told you I needed a minute. No, it's okay. I kind of needed a minute too. This is where she was standing, isn't it? Yeah. I'm just trying to see if I can get into her headspace, I guess. Try to figure out why. You know why? I do. I do, and that's the worst part. Why did it have to be for me though? Do you wish she hadn't? No, I don't. Good. Because out of all the possibilities, outcomes, this would be the best one. I know that. I know, but it still feels like I don't know. It feels wrong to be the reason she's gone. 3 months. That's not so long. Are you mad at her? No. It's not her I'm mad at. You could have prevented it. I know. That's what makes it so hard to wrap my head around it. I always just assumed she'd never do something like this because of the person she is. But it's because of who she is that she did it. That she did. And I can't even fault her for it. Because I felt the same way. What? When we found Nadia's body, I thought it was hers. And the first thing that came to my mind was that I was going to kill the person responsible. Guess it makes me a hypocrite, huh? No, it makes you human. Just like Maya. Okay, Pearls, maybe we should head out. I'm sure you don't want to be here any longer than you have to be. No, but I'm really glad you're here. Me too. All right. Wow. Okay. So that was a lot. This is going to be one of the longest episodes in the series, but I think that's going to do it for this video. So thank you all so much for watching this series. Be sure to leave a like, comment what you think, share these videos with your friends, and be sure to subscribe, click the bell so you don't miss a single notification. I'll see all of you in the next video. Bye. Goodbye.
You say you wanna try, but you never do. Sugar, there's a reason